we will begin our regular meeting. And this is a regular meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Seaside Park, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, advertised for Thursday, December 4th, 2025, at the conclusion of the work session meeting, which has now just ended. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 3rd, 2025. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Amabile?
Here.
Councilmember Condos?
She is excused for a work commitment this evening.
Thank you. Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Pearson?
Here.
Thank you.
Let us all first rise together for a moment of silence to be followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda is a request for approval of the minutes of November 20th, 2025, a work session, November 20th, 2025, a regular meeting, November 24th, 2025, a special meeting. Any questions, comments from council, or if not, a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
Second.
second by Councilmember Rotunda. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Amabile?
Abstain, I wasn't there.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Motion approved. Oh, sorry. Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And next on the agenda are approval of the special meeting minutes for November 20th, 2025, a closed session. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it.
second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Amabile?
Abstain.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next on the agenda are ordinances. First is final reading and adoption. It's a capital ordinance 22527, appropriating $50,000 for the acquisition of a vehicle for the police department as a follow-up to past work session discussions, and that was changing budget line items for one item that was substantially equivalent in cost to substitute the necessary vehicle. Any questions, comments from council on the final reading? Hearing none, I'll go into the audience if there's any comments on second reading, final reading and adoption, ordinance 22527. Seeing none, I'll close the public portion, and I would entertain a motion from council.
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Rotunda,
I'll second it.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Amabile?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Second is a final reading and adoption, capital ordinance as well, 22528, appropriating $300,000 for the reconstruction of the municipal marina as a follow-up to past meetings and budget discussions as well. Any comments from council?
I have a comment, Mayor.
Yes.
This $300,000 is the estimated cost for the permitting, survey plans, and specs for this marina effort. Reconstruction is estimated to be perhaps around $6 million. So this is the soft cost for the marina. As a reminder, this is coming out of the marina utility which is self-liquidating, so taxpayers do not foot the bill for this. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Bill. Any other comments from council? Hearing none, I'll go into the audience if there are any comments on final reading and adoption, capital ordinance 225-28. Seeing none, I would close the public portion and I'd entertain a motion from council.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Council President Wilk,
Second.
second by Councilmember Kraft. Roll call.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next is final reading and adoption ordinance 225-29, authorizing the acquisition by negotiating purchase of real property designated as Block 57, Lot 13 on the tax map of the Borough of Seaside Park, located at 61 J Street pursuant to NJSA 40A 12-1 at SEEK, as a follow-up to the discussion in past meetings, including the first reading. And the purpose of the ordinance is twofold, and that is first and foremost, of course, to maintain the current level of EMS services being provided by the Triborough First Aid Squad to our borough as well as surrounding areas, and secondly, to maintain the Triborough building at its current location so that Triborough could provide the EMS services at the site. The balance of the discussion as per the characterization in the ordinance itself entails ongoing negotiations, the topic of which would be inappropriate for public public discussion at this juncture. That being said, any further comments from council? If not, we'll go into the audience if there are any public comments. Final reading adoption ordinance 225-29. Edie?
80.48 11th Avenue. You just stated that this is a result of discussions at meetings. Could you please tell me at what meetings this topic was discussed?
I can refer to our attorney, but the ongoing meetings.
No, this is subject to executive session discussion is what's occurring, and then discussions with Triborough. There's been no public meeting with regard to that.
So we've gone from knowing nothing to all of a sudden, boom, now the town is going to acquire this property, and there's been no chance for the public to raise some concerns or raise some issues.
It's an ordinance that allows the borough to acquire the property if certain negotiations occur and result in other agreements that at this point are still being negotiated, which are subject to executive session discussion.
Well, I just have to say that I'm disappointed that there has been no mention whatsoever of this, even to say, we can't discuss this, but we're going to go into executive session. This is kind of like boom, this all of a sudden out of nowhere comes. At the November 20th meeting, this ordinance was introduced by title only. It doesn't even mention Triborough in the title. And it wasn't until this paperwork came out today that the public had any, or yesterday I should say, the public had any knowledge about this. I mean, this is a big deal. As we all know, this building is not in great shape. It needs work. It's another piece of property that the town is buying. And it's just frustrating that the news we either get at the last minute, if Daniel Nee hasn't written about it, and now all of a sudden we're buying this property that potentially could end up costing the town a lot of money. It just speaks to transparency again. You know, why can't you tell us what you're thinking about? You don't have to tell us the particulars, but it would have been nice to know that you were thinking about this. You know, we elect you to work for us, but it's like us gets left out of the equation over and over again. And I know I can't talk about what within the shore beat right now because it doesn't pertain to this topic. So I'll save that for later.
Any other public comments on second reading? Yes, Tom?
Tom Joseph, 704 South Bayview Avenue. I'm in favor of having continuity in emergency medical services, and I probably feel that Triborough First Aid Group would be a great solution to solving that problem. But at the same time, this ordinance is about buying this building, and I would love to say that I'm in favor of buying the building. But you've given us zero data. We have no information to form any kind of an opinion. And as a resident of Seaside Park, I'd like to feel that I can watch my council and mayor make decisions about what to do and understand why they're doing them. The argument that you give is crap. The plan to move forward with solving the continuity of EMS services is something that the town is very concerned about and very interested in hearing about. But how can we do anything when we get zero information? If you need the lawyer to help you figure out which pieces of data you can give us, but by God, if you have a plan, you should be able to tell us that you are following in a plan, and here in a broad brush are the steps of that plan. I'm not hearing any of that. What I'm seeing is a concerted effort to hide every piece of information that might be relevant to this and to allow the town, the residents, the people you work for, to understand why you're making these decisions and what they are. We don't need to know the details of the terms of a lease you might negotiate, but we sure as hell would like to know that you're thinking of buying the building and have some idea of what the impact would be looking forward. And I doubt seriously if it's information you can't share publicly, if you have some idea of what the financial impact would be to the town if the town owns the building. For example, how did the inspection go at understanding the status and health of the building? What sort of information did you get? Oh, better still, did you do an inspection? Did you have a company that does that kind of inspection come in and do it? Or did we just go, oh, okay, we know where the building is, we'll go ahead and offer them $1 and we'll take it over. But you gotta refurbish it, you gotta maintain it. Whatever the agreement you end up with your shared services agreement with Seaside Heights or with Triborough, how does owning the building factor into that? All this information is things we would like to know. And I share Edie's concern, reading it by title in the last meeting and never pausing for a minute to say, we're talking about the Triborough First Aid Building and Property. How hard would it have been to simply say that instead of expecting everybody who was either here or watched the video or whatnot to go, oh, 61 J Street. Oh, I know what that is. Wow, they're talking about Triborough. Give me a break. And you read the title, that means it isn't even in the agenda for the meeting. I'm just really frustrated because I can't figure out why you are hiding all of this, what it is you're afraid is going to happen. And finally, I find it interesting that in reading in Shorebeat, which we know is not a reliable source, that Seaside Heights is negotiating a shared services agreement with Seaside Park and with Berkeley. And I read in the documents for tonight's meeting that Seaside Park is negotiating or planning to negotiate a shared services agreement with Seaside Heights. But for some reason, we aren't planning to negotiate with Berkeley. Maybe you can explain that too.
Any other public comments? Yes. Shirley, Alan?
Alan, go right ahead. I'll still remember.
Alan Mobley, 1450 Street. This may be a question that you can't answer, but I have to ask. The mortgage and the personal loan held by Triborough, is that in negotiations, or are we going to pay that as a shared agreement with Seaside Heights and Seaside and our town? And I don't know if Steve would say he could answer that, or he can't answer that, I don't know, but I'd like to throw it out there, because we know there's a mortgage and we know there's a personal note. And are we going to have that just for Seaside Park, or is that going to be part of Seaside Park, Seaside Heights, and possibly South Seaside Park? I don't know if you could.
Obviously, the mortgages are part of it's all part of negotiations, so specifics can't be discussed at this point because it's not finalized, nothing's finalized.
Okay, I kind of thought that before I asked the question.
Yes.
Thanks, Alan. Shirley?
Shirley Pressel, 700 North Bay Avenue. I have to agree that it was a little shocking to hear about it, and even though we weren't told, I found out through a Triborough member that there was this possibility we were buying it for $1. Now, that was 2 weeks ago. And I said to the person that told me, oh, well, I haven't heard anything about that at a meeting. But yet they all knew. And then, again, you come out after the work session, I don't know the blocks and lots. Would it have hurt to say the Triborough property? And I'm hoping that you do, first of all, look at their books, because the books are supposed to be looked at every year. And I know there was an issue a while ago. Look at their books to see what's been going on. And then do have somebody look and see how much it's going to cost, because we all know there's heat problems. Because they've even had to cancel something, I believe it was the dinner a year ago, because they had an issue with heat. And I know that's an expensive, are you looking at all these figures? We do need Triborough, and I agree with that. We need it. But I think we need to look at the whole picture. And if annexation goes through, how much more is it going to cost us to keep it? But like Tom said, just give us more information instead of reading Shore Beat or hearing it on the outside. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Any other public comments? Yes, Nancy?
Nancy Corey, 33-6. I just want to pick up something that Tom brought, and I'm reading, where the paper today, the digital paper, included Berkeley. But you have it presenting the ordinance, the second reading, going to be passed. And whereas the Borough of Seaside Park has agreed to purchase property, et cetera, the lease agreement and shared service agreement between the Borough of Seaside Park and Borough of Seaside Heights end, and the end has no name after it. So is Berkeley not in your negotiations?
They are.
Correct. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. It might have just been left out, yes.
Please make sure it's put in.
We have to get the agenda done a certain amount of time, and I didn't have all the information, so it was just a placeholder title draft. So that's why Berkeley Township isn't in the title.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jeff. Chuck?
Shouldn't have been presented this one.
Chuck Appleby, 215 10th Avenue. So the way I'm seeing this is that I'm in favor of Park Central, the school, Triborough, getting these properties for the town. It's a long-term commitment, and it'll be wonderful for the town to have these properties. And I'm seeing it that we're going to be the landlord of the Triborough building, and they're going to have a lease there. But I hope that that valuation of that property and the garage and everything goes into the agreement with the Heights and everybody, and that's going to be a substantial part to lower the cost of our contribution, because we're going to be contributing that property, which nobody else could provide a piece of property like that, obviously. So it should help us in our negotiations with our share for valuation purposes. The building's really good for the town.
I know I had my wedding reception there, it was nice and everything. I think it's a good thing to have for the town and the school to get that.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Hearing none, I would close the public portion and I entertain a motion for second reading of the ordinance. This is 225-29.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
Next are authorizations. There's one for Berkeley Striper Club, and it's January 7th, 2026, 7 to 10 in council chambers. And if approved, and if anyone goes, we can certainly reach out to their membership. I know they know a lot about fishing and beach buggy ordinance. I think some of, or a lot of them could give us some input too, but that's not the topic. This is authorization. Any questions, comments on that? If not, is there a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
Next, payment of claims, 225-373, approving payment of the itemized claims as set forth on the check registry bill list for the period November 21, 2025 to December 4th, 2025. Any comments from council? If not, a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor. I'll second it, Mayor.
And motion by Councilmember Kraft, second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield,
Abstain, I did not see the bill list.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
motion approved.
Next are the resolutions. I will read in summary. Before I do, related thereto, I understand that there is a need for a motion from council to table 225-378. That's authorizing the shared services agreement with Borough of Seaside Heights for the cost of emergency medical services. Do we have such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Council President Wilk,
Second.
second by Councilmember Rotunda, and roll call.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
motion approved.
And the other resolutions I'll read in summary fashion. 374, authorizing the purchase of flood insurance for one municipal plaza. 375, authorizing the purchase of flood insurance for Borough Hall. 376, appointing special law enforcement officers for the Borough of Seaside Park. 377, designated dates for the observance of holidays, establishing a holiday schedule for the Borough of Seaside Park employees for the year 2026. 378, authorizing a shared services agreement, and that one has been subject to a motion to table, so that would not be on any proposed consent agenda. 379, authorizing emergency management operation plan. That's a very comprehensive document that's been provided to council, and we thank all those that contributed to that plan, and including the emergency management team, and AJ Mann's our detective as well, who's the Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator. And 380 is authorizing permanent part-time laborers for the Department of Public Works. 381, authorizing the execution of an intent to purchase body-worn camera equipment from Axon Enterprising, Inc., New Jersey State Contract 17 Fleet 00738. 382, appointing Frank Bolano as part-time code enforcement trainee. And 383, authorizing the purchase of one 2026 Ford Utility Interceptor base vehicle for the police department from a New Jersey State Contract number 20 Fleet 01189. 384 is a resolution supporting Revolution NJ, and that is joining with the state of New Jersey and the applicable officials through the Secretary of State's office and others to coordinate the Borough of Seaside Park's celebration of the 250th anniversary of the country this next calendar year in coordination with Seaside Park Historical Society as well. Any comments from council on any resolutions?
I have one comment
Yes.
here on Resolution 381, the body worn cameras. I know it's a big number, $185,704, but it's a 5-year contract, which breaks out to be roughly $37,141 per year. By doing it long-term, we were able to get a $60,000 discount. So,
Thank you, Bill. Any other comments from council on any resolutions? Hearing none, it's our practice to allow public comments on resolutions that are not required by law. If anyone has any comments on any resolutions, if you could come forth, give your name and address in the record. Hearing none, yes, Nancy?
On 378, I think you said in comments passing that you tabled it.
yes.
We entertain a standalone motion to table that, yes.
Did you have a motion?
Pardon me?
Did you
Yes,
have
we
a-
did.
Okay. Then the other thing was with regard to the ordinance, where the copy that we all have doesn't have Berkeley on it. And I was up before about it, and does Berkeley belong in the negotiations?
Okay, we're entertaining, right now, this is any
Okay, that's-
public comment on resolutions.
So I can't ask a back question about the ordinance?
A what question? Bad question?
Something that-
Under public comment.
I'm not there yet.
You
We're all
can.
staying here.
Momentarily, you can, yes. Any other comments on resolutions?
Get up here.
Hearing none, I would entertain a motion from council as a consent agenda. So moved. Motion by Council President Wilk,
Second.
second by Council Member Rotunda. Roll call.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
motion approved.
And there's no other written items on the agenda we can forego. I know we may have some reports and announcements, but
Well, Jenna made the remark about having to put it on. Am I correct?
That was about
That's what I
the,
think you said. I couldn't really hear your voice over the.
sorry, that was about the resolution, not the ordinance.
that wasn't the ordinance, that was the resolution that we just tabled.
No, it wasn't. When you did the ordinance, or you were voting on the ordinance, we asked about the fact that Berkeley wasn't on.
On the ordinance or the resolution?
You were referencing.
The ordinance is for the borough to acquire the property. Seaside Park is the ordinance.
Nothing to do with Berkeley.
I'm sorry, I thought you were
Okay, it had-
referencing,
I'll read it. It has, whereas the Borough of Seaside Park has agreed to purchase the property for $1 and for other consideration as outlined by a separate lease agreement and shared service agreement between the Borough of Seaside Park and the Borough of Seaside Heights, semicolon, end. We asked if the end should have Berkeley because that's what everything was written in the Shorebeat article. So is Shorebeat wrong? Is this ordinance supposed to have Berkeley in it? Or no? That's all. But you already voted on a copy that you have that doesn't have Berkeley. That's all, so is that, they are not in negotiations then? They're not gonna be in it.
I,
The whereases are not the ordinance. The ordinance is section 1 pursuant to and B. These are whereases. So they're prefiguratory,
So
Comments.
explain it to me then.
the prefiguratory comments. The answer is Berkeley Township is involved with
But this is not part of the ordinance, even though you don't sign it until the end?
The "and" is a transition to the next
I
whereas.
don't need you speaking. You're not on council.
Okay.
I just want to clarify, I'm sorry, I was confused. I
No, I'm
thought-
sorry, I mean,
thought
I
you
want
were
to, I want.
referencing.
Oh, goodness
It's
shit.
just a
Just to
Okay,
clarify.
great, you're saying.
There's an and after every word.
What's the
You're gonna
question?
say yes, I think, that and that whereas that isn't part of the ordinance, you said.
The whereases are not the ordinance, the
Okay.
prefatory statements trying to explain why the ordinance is gonna be.
So Janet can go back and correct it,
Yes,
regardless of how the vote went.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood your comment earlier. I thought you were talking about the resolution for the shared service agreement, so that was a placeholder title. That's why I didn't include Berkeley. So I'm sorry, I misunderstood. We were talking about two different things. I'm sorry.
And back up to agenda, anyone on council have any, obviously, we all joined together in one special announcement, and that's this particular Sunday, though cold, supposed to be clear, and we have a number of very enjoyable events that happen every year in Seaside Park. Through our recreation department and the whole borough family, we have the craft show, which will be at the school beginning 10 till 4. 10 to 4, and everyone obviously welcome to get a leg up on holiday shopping and the like, and enjoy camaraderie, and it's always been a fun event with crafts, a lot of local vendors, and I believe that includes the borough, does it not, with the badges? No, does not include the borough, but it includes the Historical Society.
Historical Society will be there.
They will be there, and the borough preseason is available already, the badges.
At Borough Hall.
Yeah, Borough Hall. And thereafter, we have the annual tree lighting at 5 o'clock right outside this building. Expected to be cold but clear, and everyone is certainly welcome for our annual fun-filled event. And the third event of the day, sponsored by our PBA, is the community dinner to be held at Triborough after the tree lighting. So 3 fun events. We all join together and making that announcement, welcoming everyone, hoping everyone attends, has a good time as always. Anyone else on council have any announcement, reports, or anything?
I just have a quick report.
Yeah.
Boardwalk update, as of December 2nd, piling driving was 82% complete, framing was 55% complete, and the decking was about 50% complete. The contractor is currently driving pilings for the 3rd Avenue ramp and working north to complete the remaining ramps. The overall project is approximately 60% complete and slightly ahead of schedule for late January, early February completion. The K Street roadway improvements bids were received on December 2nd, 2025. 3 contractors submitted their bids and all were well above the engineer's estimate. The internal projects, the construction office issued 48 total permits in November, totaling $20,802. 121 building subcode inspections were performed, 99 passed, and 22 required re-inspections.
Thank you. Anything else from council?
I just want to let everybody know, our Bayside camera is now up and operational. We're still working on the views. Yeah, but you can't, it is panning now, so you will see a view of the Osprey now, you'll see a view of the bridge. Not quite Bayview Avenue, because we need to be careful we're not looking at people's homes, because that camera can see things from really far away. But it is on the website, same page as each camera. Because we're beach and bay town, we have beach cameras, bay cameras, beach tides, bay tides, all that stuff is on the website now. And as Councilman Connor mentioned, we are selling beach badges in person starting this weekend for the next 3 weekends from 10 till 3 at Borough Hall. But they've been available online since last Wednesday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Does anyone know anything? I'd had some questions about the audio on the beach camera. Is there a change or is it just,
There's no audio.
I thought there were waves at one point. that We could hear, plus it did the panoramic of looking at the
It
waves.
still does that.
Never been sound.
No.
More than it used to be.
I think back in time, there was, you'll find there was.
Well, that was
sound.
your webcam. Yeah.
Not your cam, the old one.
Yeah, we did.
Just keep
Not the new
plugging
one, but
it
the
forward.
old one.
The old one, yeah. So, and people liked it.
This is a
disappointing. I used to love it. Now there's no audio.
Make up your own audio. Where's home?
Ray can do it, Ray.
There you go. Anything else from council? If not, we'll go into the audience for any more public comments. Alan?
New committee.
I think Jamie's going next week, he'll use the capital sheet for it. Yeah.
Alan Mobley, 145 Oak Street. I don't know who to address this question to, but I would like to know how many students go to Central Regional from our district?
From where?
I know we have
Central
somebody
Regional.
who is on board that was elected. I don't know if she has given anybody information, but is there a particular council person who receives that information, or is there somebody who can get that information since we're working on the budget? I always like to know how much it costs per.
Would know that. Gina would typically know that.
I'm sorry?
Gina would probably
Yeah, I
know
think it's,
that.
I believe it's 17, but the number of students that go to Central Regional could be 100, it could be 3,000, it wouldn't really matter.
No, I'm aware of that. I'd just like to know how much, what university I could send those children to for the tax dollars we pay.
Oh, most expensive one?
Thank you.
Harvard? Charlie?
Couple times over.
Shirley Pressel, 700 North Bayview Avenue. First, to follow up on the dinner, don't forget to bring toys and canned goods. Trying to get that word out there too. I must have missed it, but on the one that was tabled, 378, who made the motion?
Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. It was, Council President Wilk made the motion, Councilmember Rotunda seconded.
Okay, we missed it. We're getting a new police vehicle. I know what a Ford is, but could you tell me what a utility and based vehicle is?
The Interceptor, you'll see them on the Parkway State Police have them, basically it's like a Ford Explorer, they just call it the Interceptor, it's the police package.
Okay.
It's one of the more common, you have to get a police package that has higher capability, it's just their name.
Okay. We now have 2 pickup trucks, right?
Yes.
Is a pickup truck that, I mean, I know we can't handcuff them to the back bed.
The
So-
newest pickup truck does have a capability to bring a prisoner.
Oh,
The older one, yes, the new one was set up that way. The older one, we don't use that for, that one's getting so old, we have to kind of baby it a little bit. So that we don't use for prisoner transport or anything of that nature.
Okay.
That seems weird.
And looking forward, I know
two-seater, I
you're
guess.
probably starting to think about the budget if you haven't already started. This past one, when we got our tax bills, I mean, it was a hefty increase. And I'm hoping that this time we can kind of somehow pull it back in a little bit. We've never had one like that in all the years that I've been here.
Thank you.
And if it were to happen again, I mean, some people went up over $1,000. And that really is hurtful. And I know there's a lot going on, but, and I know I say this every year, we used to get police cars every other year. There was never an issue with it. Nobody ever complained. The police department did fine with it every other year. Excuse me, Ray. I hear you. Any more comment, Ray? Or can I finish?
No more comment.
I do think since we're getting one right now, that maybe this year we can pull that off the budget if it was on, and at least that would save a little bit. And I do love the webcam we can see sunsets very nicely. You know, I can't see flooded water, but that's okay, I'll take the sunsets. Thank you.
Any other public comments? Yes, Chuck?
Chuck Appleby, 215 10th Avenue, a good friend of Ray.
I thought I was.
So over the last year, you know, we have flooding along the bay and everything like that. But one of the things that really disturbed me is the garbage men would come and I'd see them picking up my garbage, walking through 8 inches of water wearing sneakers. So being a federal employee, and I worked at a state agency, there's POSHA and there's OSHA. Is there a stipend or something for them? I asked them once about their footwear and stuff and the clothes they wear. And, you know, they're young, you know, they really don't care that much. But with the injuries and things that happen, you know, and they're walking through like 8 inches of water in front of my house and picking up my garbage. Well, they come, they're very good. But yeah, I just think that they should have a stipend or some footwear. That
They
could
do get a
protect
stipend for that.
Well, they should use it to buy footwear because they're wearing sneakers. And that's part of management, to make sure that they're outfitted correctly.
Well, the garbage men are seasonal employees, so
Yeah, I
they're not
understand.
part of the union employees who do have a boot allowance?
Well, I don't treat people differently that do work like that, whether they're seasonal or, I think it's the right thing to do, that their feet they're safe and doing their job and they're outfitted correctly. So I just would recommend that because I don't like seeing it. It's cold water and they're wearing sneakers and they're soaking wet, and it's just not a safe thing. You know, we have a lot of people get injured. If they get injured, we're gonna be paying for it, so one way or the other. So just something to think about. You know, they're doing a job out there that's, they need a little protection. Plus, they're younger usually, they don't know as much.
They don't come to me.
Thanks, Chuck. Any other public comments?
We'll fix that, Chuck.
Yes, Nancy?
Yeah, well, Chuck's fine for them, because he feels bad.
Yes, Nancy? Yes, sir.
The reason I asked about whereas, and then you proceeded to tell me that it wasn't really part of the ordinance. As engaged citizens, it's vital to read and understand. Remember, the strength of an ordinance directly relies on the integrity of its whereas statements.
Okay.
And it can be ruling to invalidate an ordinance.
The ordinance is to acquire property, not to enter a shared service
Steve, I don't
agreement.
want to argue with you. I'm reading what I read.
I understand.
It's the only reason I got up.
It's okay.
And I still believe that it should have been on there, and it wasn't.
Okay.
And it should have been mentioned that you were going to add it. Whereas, and that's why I looked it up. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Hearing none, I'd close the public portion, and unless there's anything further from council, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilmember Kraft, second by Council President Roll. Roll call?
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Council President Wilson?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield? Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.